Hi, everyone. I make a living asking questions. Question askers are supposed to be nosy, annoying, and pestering, right? After all, we've been in a classroom where at the end of the class period, the bell rings, the teacher goes, "Are there any more questions?" And in response to the death stares of our classmates dying to dash out of there, we say, "No, there are no more questions." To which the teacher usually says, "Okay, great." So we learn at a young age that asking questions is either a sign of stupidity or a surefire way to unpopularity amongst our friends. I was a curious little girl who wanted to know just about everything and anything, but I learned to temper my questions because I didn't want to be too uncool. So why would I want to make a living being annoying and uncool? I actually learned that asking questions isn't nosy. And it started with this. When I was in college, I interned as an investigator for a federal law enforcement agency. It was my job to ask questions to people who felt like they were being discriminated against at work. And this one time I was interviewing this woman, Annie, who said, "I believe that because of my national origin being Indian, I'm being discriminated against because I have only 2 computer monitors at work instead of 6, like my non-Indian coworkers." And I simply did my job. I asked her, "What about the situation made you believe it was your national origin? What was your work environment like? What did you say to your boss? What do you want to do about it?" And after 2 hours of talking to her, she said to me, "Thank you. I feel a lot better. I don't want to pursue this lawsuit. Can you close the case? I guess I just wanted someone to understand me." And I was surprised because I didn't tell her anything uplifting. I didn't compliment her. I didn't give her any advice at all. All I did was ask her questions like I was supposed to. And then the next year, I was working as a reporter investigating the mysterious jail deaths happening around the country. And just next door in El Dorado County, a young man had died in jail. I was interviewing his family about him. I asked them questions like, "What was your son like growing up? Did he have any nicknames? What was his shoe size? Favorite hobbies?" At the end of the conversation, they said to me, "Thank you. We feel a lot better." Even if the story doesn't bring back the legal justice or bring back our son that we hope, but no, can't happen, we feel better knowing that you wanted to get to know him. Again, no sage advice, no compliments. I certainly at 23 years old didn't know what to say to someone 2 or 3 times my age undergoing such a tragedy. But I started then questioning the value of asking questions. Is asking questions possibly uplifting? Can it actually make people feel better? Were people wrong when they told me that asking questions was annoying and uncool? I took that to the test when I combined my endless curiosity with my career in college counseling. When I started my own news publication, this time interviewing and asking questions to representatives of some of the most tight-lipped and secretive industries in all of America, elite college admissions. I figured, is there a way for me to uplift these individuals who also felt pressured by the name brands of their schools, while at the same time helping my students understand the inner workings of college, where they're trying to go? In the first 3 years, I published over 150 and counting interviews with admissions insiders, including admissions directors, admissions deans, admissions officers, interviewers, top admits, representing some 60 plus institutions like Berkeley, USC, Stanford, Harvard, Northwestern, Carnegie Mellon, some of the schools with the lowest acceptance rates, and transcribing some 800,000 words of insider insights, answering questions like, what makes you do a double take on an application? What are red flags that an application essay has been doctored by a parent or a teacher? What do you wish applicants knew about your job behind the scenes, behind being at Harvard or Berkeley or Stanford? And I never once had to bribe them. People always ask me, how do you get these people to talk to you? They're so secretive. But here's the secret, the trade secret from me. It's that I didn't have to bribe or coerce or force them to talk to me when my interview questions met their desire to be seen as who they felt like they were behind the school name and the position title. Whether it was the UC admissions officer who said, I wanted to talk to you because I want your readers to know that I'm not a scary person. I might be a gatekeeper, but I'm not scary. I'm approachable. Or the Northwestern admissions director who said, I want to talk to you because I wanted to walk someone down memory lane and share my work on campus. Or the Carnegie Mellon admissions director who said to me, I don't necessarily agree with the way things are run here, but I still wanted to tell you what it was like day in and day out at my job. I've learned that it wasn't my sage advice or my witty remarks, my years of wisdom that somehow uplifted them and met that desire for them to be seen by me. It was my curiosity coupled with asking exploratory questions that made them believe they were being seen by someone else as the person they wanted to see themselves as, not just a LinkedIn profile or a fancy headshot or a position name and a title. And I wanted to share this all with you today because each and every one of us in this room can think of someone in our lives, whether it's a parent, a sibling, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, a coworker, a client, anyone that we can uplift, build up, and value, especially in a time when our online lives clash so strongly with our inner lives, and we are starved for attention for who we want to be seen as behind the scenes, just like the admissions officers I interview. So the counselor in me wants to leave you guys with a nugget to take home. And that is this. We can all build people up in our lives, make them feel valued, seen, and supported. And you don't even have to give them compliments, give them advice. You don't have to donate to their charity, attend every birthday party. It starts with asking exploratory questions. And you're looking at me wondering, what in the world is that? Out of the thousands of interviews I've done, the best exploratory questions that I have asked have always started with the word what. Because the word what is open-ended enough to allow for exploration and no set destination, unlike a yes or no question. So instead of asking, how was work? Ask your spouse, what were 3 funny things you heard at work today? Instead of asking, did you like dinner? Ask your children, what was your favorite flavor you tasted in dinner? And least favorite texture? Instead of asking, are you excited for the show tonight? Ask your friends, what 3 songs are you dying to hear from the band and why? And with time, with your exploratory questions that start with what, your curiosity and your intention to listen, you'll find that your loved ones will not only want to talk to you more, they'll feel uplifted and rewarded by you giving them the most valuable currency of today. Your attention toward the person behind the social media profile, behind that fancy headshot, behind that company name and position title. And you might even find what I found, which is that asking questions isn't nosy. It builds people up. Thank you. It's not. Thank you.
Great job. Easy fall. Asking questions is not nosy.